What is up, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. Today we are checking out the Nordvang Wingman. Now this pedal comes all the way from Denmark for me to check out. It's based on a K-style circuit, or I'll just go ahead and say it, Klon. The components in it are top-notch. These are not inexpensive components that are used in this pedal. What makes this different from a typical Klon, or even what would be considered a Klon clone, is that it is a dual pedal. So it's two Klons in one pedal, but I won't go into the specifics of how Henrik at Nordvang is making this work better, but the circuits have been optimized to stack better with each other. So it's not like a dead stock Klon on both sides of the pedal, and you'll hear it in the demo, and I noticed it right away. It's like definitely you get all the Klon, stuff, but there's a little bit extra there that allows you to get not only more gain, but it also allows you to stack the two circuits into each other and not have any issues. It sounds really cool. So let's get right into what's on top of the pedal. As I mentioned before, it's a dual pedal. So you have an A side and a B side. So on the A side, you have a gain and a tone and a volume, just like a typical K-style circuit. But right below that is basically a gain switch. So in the down position, it's lower gain. In the upper position, you get more gain. We'll get into how that sounds in the demo. And then, of course, right below that is your on-off for that side. Now, in the center, there's another switch. That's the switch that allows you to change the direction from A to B, or you can go B to A. So if you want to dial one side of it as your low gain always on and your other side as your higher gain solo boost, you can, or you can use them independently. It's however you want to use it, but the ability to reverse direction is really cool. We'll get into that in the demo, and of course I don't need to explain the other side of the pedal because it's exactly the same as the A side. So, well, I should say also, the ins and out jacks are on the top of the pedal, which I always appreciate, and of course, so is your DC input as well. So, without further ado, let's check out this Nordvang Wingman. Okay, let's get started. Here's just the guitar into the amplification unit. Got it dialed, pretty clean. And here is the Nordvang, the Wingman. Okay, cool. Just kind of noodling around, turn the gain up and down. I was actually in the low gain setting at that point, but I just wanted to just kind of play and let you guys hear kind of where the dynamics of this pedal sits. It's very much like a Klon to me as far as the dynamics. There's maybe a little more gain there, but yeah, just from that standpoint, just kind of tweaking gain up and down, mess with the tone a little bit. Didn't really get into volume. We'll do that in a second. But just from that standpoint, it's pretty dynamic. Okay, so while we're on the subject of gain, I'll go ahead and let's just run the gain off. So now it's pretty much like pushing. The gain is off, which actually sounds really good as an always on thing. Sounds really cool. Let me just start turning up the gain. And we're still in the low gain setting, by the way. Okay, so that's the gain all the way up. Let me, and that's still in the lower gain setting. I'll roll the volume off of the guitar. So you get pretty good amounts of gain just in the lower gain setting. Let me go ahead and turn it to the higher gain setting. We'll do the same thing. So there's quite a bit of variation there. One thing I will mention, at least it's something I just perceived. I'm not saying that this was intentional by the builder, but I did perceive that sometimes in the higher gain setting, I could kind of redial the pedal in the way that it's voiced to maybe have more or less kind of bark to it. It's just something I noticed. You kind of get, you know, some more low end, maybe a little bit less bark, and in this case you could just roll the volume off. So it's just something, you know, I noticed, and like I said, I'm not saying that it's part of the circuit or anything, but I thought that was cool. Okay, so I'm going to go back to low gain. Let's listen to, I'll leave the gain where it is. Let's listen to the tone control. Right now it's at noon. Here's off. Here's noon again. Here's about 3/4 the way up. Here's all the way up. So it's a very musical tone control, very similar obviously to a K-style circuit. Last but not least, let's look at the volume control. I'm going to turn the gain down and we'll just push the amp harder. Let's get unity gain first, or about the same volume as when the pedal is off. It's about right there. I'm going to go ahead and start cranking it. Now we're pushing the amp harder, especially with a humbucker in the back. I'll go all the way up. It's one of the great things about this circuit is if you just really want to push your amp harder and not add a lot of clipping, but just a little bit, it's really nice. So that was, we went from basically unity to dimed. Okay, so there's no need to explain the other side of the box, obviously, because it's the same thing. So let's just listen to how they stack, and I'll kind of, without even, you know what, I'm not even going to mess with this. I'm just going to turn the other side on right now, because we have that switch available. We can either go A into B or B into A. The way I've got it set up, and the way I'm going to mess with it, is let's go A into B. So I'm going to treat A like it's my lower gain. Almost always on, and then we'll add B to it. Now what I am doing on the B side is I'm treating it like it's my higher gain. So if we're stacking, you know, it's not a rule, but it's something I like to do. I like to have my lower gain pedals go into my higher gain pedals. So that's how I have it set up right now. Now they're both in the same low gain mode. Now I'll reverse the direction without changing anything. We'll go B into A. Personally, I like that a little bit better. It's got a little bit more low end to it. But I guess it's different. It's kind of perceived. It's like this way, A into B is a little more open. B into A, not as open, because I guess we're sending more clipping into less clipping. I don't know. I don't design this stuff, but it's less open, but it does present with a bigger low end. But I guess that's the whole point, is you have the option to, you know, do whatever you would like, you know, and find your sound and your feel. So that is the Nordvang Wingman. Please go to the website if you have any other questions about it, and check it out. But as always, I really appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you next time.